welcome to another special edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where today we're going to take our second look at a US style cryptic crossword. So last week you'll have seen, or those of you who follow the crossword part of the vlog will have seen that we tried the Nations cryptic crossword, and very good it was too. And I think that puzzle appears weekly, whereas I think the New York Times one is much less frequent, and you know, it's edited by Will Shortz, who is, of course, is probably the most famous person there's ever been in the world of crosswords, and a true gent he is as well. So, without further ado, let's take a look and see what we can find. Oh, no, my box is in the wrong place, so that's no use to man or beast. Hang on a minute, let's see if I can correct that. Oh yeah, I can. Okay. Sorry about that. Let's just check that all the clues are visible. Yeah, I think that'll work. Glorify Eagles hit vocally. No, I mean, my tip for this clue is if you're a fan of the Eagles, which I am, do not even think about the Eagles. It's very unlikely to be relevant, but it's very hard to get your mind. If you see something you think you know, you tend to fixate on it. And in cryptic crosswords, where the words can very often not mean what they say, or at least, you know, you need to think a little bit cryptically in order to crack them. Focusing in on Eagles hit is probably not going to be the right answer, and I can't think of how Hotel California fits there anyway. So I'm telling the truth, mutters suspect. Trust me. Okay, so that's a very nice anagram there. So a very good surface to the clue, and suspect being the anagram indicator and mutters being the anagram fodder, which is surprising because both words appear very natural in the surface reading of the clue. So that is a very good clue. Southeast Asian liaison by the sound of it. Okay, so that's a fairly simple homophone. Underwater menace swimming about. Okay, so it's a nice surface reading, but again, quite a simple clue there. We just have to anagram about. Swimming is very, you know, a very obvious anagram indicator. Topics involving titanium for English paper. Ah, okay. So the puzzle, or the paper with which we are most associated is the Times of London, and that turns out to be the answer to this clue. So themes there for topics around Ti for titanium. So always if you see a chemical element in a cryptic crossword clue, try and make sure that you're familiar with all of the 1- and 2-letter abbreviations, because you'll very often need that abbreviation in the wordplay. So, site where you can find matches and order ham on rye. Ha! Well, that wouldn't be allowed in a UK cryptic because eHarmony wouldn't appear in an English dictionary, but that, I think it's totally reasonable and very funny. So, site where you can find matches is obviously defining the answer. And surprisingly, ham on rye is an anagram of eHarmony, which I certainly didn't know. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, well, we can probably all see the answer immediately. So each time follows accordingly, one overly dramatic episode after another. That's going to be soap opera. Would if I could spell it. How does the wordplay work? Each time follows accordingly. Okay, so accordingly is so, and then each is a pop, as in, you know, one a pop, and then era is time. So that's a very clever wordplay actually. Each time follows accordingly. Yeah, I reckon there's almost something could make that into an and lit with a little bit more work. There, very nice. Let's have a look at 12 across. Room with ceiling windows is a success barring penthouse. Room with ceiling windows. Okay, so that's atrium. That's going to be a triumph without the PH for the penthouse. Yeah, very nice clue. I've not seen atrium clued like that before, and I like it. So let's have a look. I'm going to have to. Oh dear. Oh, that's lucky. Okay, I saw football team and my heart sank because my knowledge of American football teams is de minimis, but I think there is probably a team called the LA Rams rather than the LA Mars or the LA Arms, so let's go for that. Glorify Eagles hit locally. You can't. That's very clever. Okay, so those of you that don't know the Eagles, I think that there is an Eagles hit called Lying Eyes, or there is called Lying Eyes without the G. If you sort of say that, Lion Eyes, you can sort of make that into Lion Eyes. And oh no, I'm going to be left with an awkward choice now, aren't I? Well, I guess in the New York Times it's probably going to be a Z rather than an S. If that was an English, if this was an English paper, then I would certainly go for the S rather than the Z here. But Lion Eyes is a homophone. Very, very, very nice clue. Love it. Love a chum, for example, and like a klutz. Is there a chum? Is there a fish called a chum? Probably. Let's bear that in mind. Liquid didn't seep, possibly. That's an interesting clue because liquid could be an anagram indicator, telling us to anagram the letters of didn't seep to give us a word that meant possibly. Or it could be the other way around, and possibly could be an anagram indicator for didn't seep, with the whole thing meaning liquid. In. No, it's it. It depends. Very clever. Like it. Okay, so what's this? Turntable and served another help. Must be refed. Turntable to defer. Is that? That might be an American meaning of table. If we table something in the UK, we promote it for discussion. We table a motion or something like that. Whereas here it seems to be being used to say you defer something. So I guess that might be an American meaning of defer that I'm not familiar with. Okay, so young lady with fur said. So young lady will be miss. And that's going to be pelt for fur. Said fur instead of fur. I think I sort of see what that's getting at. I'm not quite sure what the said is doing in there. I suppose it's trying to... I'm not sure where it wouldn't be wrote, or I see she's saying FIR. Okay, right, I see. Slightly odd surface there. Two eights. This looks like El Salvador without reading the clues. So country and Rua, yeah, so it's an anagram. El Salvador. Now, what's this one? Looks like Near Eastern. Yes, New England quarters area. Back stern, nice. Okay, so 16 down. Essentially, Signor Antonio is uninformed. So that's a simple hidden there. You can see ignorant in the middle of the string of letters that make up Signor Antonio. Fat French person in the market for edible insect. Fat French person. Grasshopper. Person in the market could be a shopper. Fat French gras. Okay, yeah. That. Well, I suppose foie gras. What does that mean? Fatty liver or something. So normally, I think when I think of the word fat in French, I think of gros, like GROSSE. But maybe gras, I think, is fine. It must be foie gras. I mean, that must have something to do with things being fat. So yeah, so it's that followed by shopper. And I guess grasshoppers are considered edible to some people, not to me, but some people. Probably on I'm a Celebrity, I'm sure they're eating lots of grasshoppers at the moment. El Nino changed where surfers are found. Surfers are found online, so that's fairly alright. Small program includes pitch for fruity pastry. Well, that must be app. App is a small program. So apple tart. Why is apple tart the answer? Okay. So small program is an applet, and that's surrounding tar for pitch. Okay, nice. And then awfully musty boxes identify large amount of money. Okay, so that's going to be tidy sum. So that's an anagram of musty. And then boxing, surrounding, ID for identifiers, and you ID somebody. Again, probably more of a US expression than a British expression, but totally known this side of the pond. So lass ran leisurely and ran quickly. Looks like an anagram. Oh, I see. No, it's not an anagram. Galloped. So this is gal for lass, and then ran leisurely, loped, and the whole thing put together, galloped, means to run quickly, or ran quickly. Okay, what's this then? Must have heard massages, needs. Must have heard massages. So it's a homophone. I see. And if you must have, he must have that, he needs it. So that's how that definition is working. Lady looking both ways. Okay, so that's saying that the answer can be reversed and still mean the same thing. So that looks like mom. And we're doing quite well. We've now got to work on the bottom right. So the plan we'd developed for job posting. Whoa. Well, it looks like an anagram. The plan we'd. I can't see what that is. Should be able to do that, but can't get it. Step on it, panted, answer. Answer. Oh dear. I suspect this is somebody I should know as being a famous person, possibly an American famous person, and I don't know who they are. Answer. Oh Lord, please don't let them be like a really, really famous person I should know. I don't know the answer to that. Let's come back to that. Mediterranean island without its leader is in a hostile state. Well, Sicily without its leader would be icily, and I guess something, he did that icily. He stared icily at someone. He would stare in a hostile state. So yes, that's fair enough. Let's have a look at this one with a Y. Musician's piano film. Okay, well that's P for piano, and a layer is a film, and a player is a musician, so that looks correct. What's this one? Darn Mars or Mercury in retrospect is bright spot in the night sky. Well, some sort of dog star, probably. Dog star, why is it that? So darn is rats reversed, and then God is Mars or Mercury is God. So that whole thing reversed gives you dog star, which is the bright spot in the night sky. Okay, so commercial break is purposeless. Well, commercials probably add, and a rift is a break, so a drift for purposeless. Nice clue. Right, let's look at this. Oh, this is this blooming answer one. It's something pedal then. So maybe there's an al answer. Gasped, gas pedal. You step on a gas pedal in the States, I think. Okay, so fastening accessories, bottom to top. Okay, so this would be a word for accessories where we put the plural, the thing that's making it a plural, which is the S, to the beginning, and it'll mean a fastening. So trappings are accessories. So let's put strapping, that becomes strapping. So I'm just left with this anagram. The plan we'd developed, the job post, oh, help something, help wanted. Oh, there we go, help wanted. Nice. So that was very enjoyable. Highlight for me was the lion ice glue, which I think is fantastic, and actually reminds me that we need to post another vlog where we had another extraordinary clue along the same veins a few weeks ago from an English paper called The Independent. But very enjoyable. I'm not sure how often these appear in the New York Times, but I'll certainly look out for the next one. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you again next time on Cracking the Cryptic.
City girls just